lose here at home. They have, you want to talk about a winning streak, 22 straight games they've won here at home, the longest current streak in the FCS, as well as the longest streak in program history.
And right away, you see Harvard playing the odds. They have a kicker whose leg is strong enough to kick the ball with the wind over the head of Mace. You don't allow Mace to touch the ball if you can on special teams for Harvard.
So we'll get our first look at Villanova's offense and Pat McQuaid. Graduate, came to Nova this season from Nichols. He threw for 2,300 yards, 19 touchdowns this season, just 2 interceptions. This is a team that does not turn the football over, just 5 turnovers all season long. And they'll start it on the ground. And there's Jabril Mace with the carry. Josh Fedd makes the stop for Harvard.
One thing you have to talk about when you talk about McQuaid, the quarterback, I always say this. He's a lefty. So lefties do things a little bit different than others. So they go against the wind a little bit differently. They think a little bit differently. McQuaid has the elements you like to have in a left-handed quarterback where you have to be risky, but you have to be protective of the football at the same time.
Again on the ground to Mace. He pulls forward. He's about a yard shy of a first down.
And you got a little look there, the explosiveness there. There was not a huge hole for Mace to go through, but still able to step on the gas and make it 3rd and 1 with a quick 7-8 yard pickup.
3rd down. Call it inches. 2 tight ends for Villanova.
Continue to run the football here, particularly behind your big tight end, Antonio Johnson, on the left side.
And they'll keep it on the ground. And Mace, he's got a first down over that left side.
The question that we asked to Harvard coach Andrew Allred, any concerns? Have to be able to stop the run. Villanova comes out, sets the tone immediately. 3 consecutive running plays to pick up their first down. Harvard's got to do something to change up this momentum that Villanova's trying to build, establishing control of the line of scrimmage.
Well, you talked about Harvard before last week's loss to Yale. They had the nation's longest active winning streak at 7. Again on the ground, the Cats, and again it is Mace. We took a look at the tail of the tape between both of these programs. Both of them generally score 30 points a game. Again, the turnovers. Villanova just 5 all season long. And a stingy defense for Harvard, although the past few weeks they've been giving up a lot more yards. Mace so far 4 carries. He's got 19 yards rushing. He's in motion. Bottom of your screen. They give it to him. Right side. That's a first down. He's across midfield. Breaks a tackle and brought down at the 45 of the Crimson. Ty Bartram makes the stop.
Great job by the tackle, Volunteer, getting from the left side of the line over to the right side of the line. And this offensive line playing well together, moving the pile, getting control of the line of scrimmage. You saw their big Volunteer, number 75, on the pull from his tackle position. He's an NFL prospect. And Villanova dominating the line of scrimmage.
11-yard pickup. Isaiah Ragland is checked into the backfield. McQuaid throwing to the outside and looking at Luke Coella and overthrew him.
Now it gets interesting. If you're Harvard, okay, anytime you're going to throw the ball on first down, your offensive coordinator just wants a completion, positive yard to stay ahead of the sticks. Harvard got the first down incomplete pass. Now it's 2nd and 10. Does Villanova go back to running the football like they've been successful doing, but they got away from it? So now Harvard has an opportunity to get back ahead of the chains and slow down this drive.
Empty set for McQuaid. He gives it, and that's Ragland. Left side, breaks the tackle. Ragland still on his feet. Ragland, he's going to take it to the crib. Touchdown, Nova. 45 yards. Second rushing touchdown of the season for Isaiah Ragland.
Yeah, and Ragland is the bowling ball, the running backs. He's a guy hard to bring down. They had an opportunity to make a tackle for a short gain, but his balance and center of gravity low to the ground, able to keep his feet and take it to the house.
Jack Barnum in for the extra point. And Villanova, the Cats strike first, 7-0 here in the first quarter.
Well,
Harvard.
Is Harvard located on the Harvard Yacht? Was that Cambridge, Massachusetts?
Cambridge. Barnum kicks it away. This is Exavi Bascon. Bascon crossed the 30 and brought down at the 32. And now we'll get a look at Jaden Craig, the senior out of Montclair, New Jersey. And this kid is on Mel Kiper's big NFL draft board on the top 10. When you talk about quarterbacks, this guy's thrown for over 27 yards, 24 touchdowns, just 5 picks. All-time touchdown passing leader in program history. He can sling it.
Those numbers really stand out. That lets you know that he has the high football IQ to throw that many touchdowns and that few interceptions with a high completion percentage like this. Making the right decision where to go with the football is rule number 1 for a quarterback.
That one was completed to Cam Henry on the outside. That's a first down for the Crimson.
And I like that. Come out throwing the ball. You know, right now Villanova's thinking, well, it's windy. He may lose his accuracy. What do? You come out and say, Jaden, how do you feel about the win? Show off that big arm that you have and let them know that the win will not be a factor today.
Play fake again to Bascon. And now, there he is. He'll drop it off to Xavier Bascon. Bascon forced out of bounds. Picks up a couple. Amari Bursey forced him out of bounds. Bursey getting the start. Turner Inge injured himself in practice this week, so it's Amari Bursey, the redshirt freshman out of Colorado, who they believe got a lot of potential. Second down, call it 8. Bascon and Isaiah Bullock in the backfield. This is Bullock over the left side, and he's brought down at midfield. Mentioned Mel Kiper's NFL draft board. You talk about the top quarterbacks in the draft. Jaden Craig, he has at number 8, the only FCS player.
What I noticed about it, that last throw was his last pass attempt. It was just a 3-yard pickup, but it looked Patrick Mahomes-like. He's got that rubbery arm that people like to see that you can throw from so many different arm angles.
Third down, call it 3 at midfield. Craig, plenty of time. Pump fakes. He's going to step up and run it. And he's got a first down. And he will do that. He's an athletic kid. And one of the things that Coach Orrick loves is that he's using his legs a lot more.
As a quarterback, you have a coach telling you, hey, go ahead and run. You're like, really? You kind of think he's setting you up for failure. But in this case here, the pocket was there. Realized he didn't have the look he wanted downfield with his receivers. Called his own number and picked up the first down. Harvard crosses midfield.
2 backs in the backfield. Bullock, Jordan Harris. Craig again through the air, and he's throwing to the outside. Looking at Brady Blackburn. There's a flag. That was Zamir Dawood with him. He's their best cover corner, but he picks up the flag.
And how about this? The key is the Ivy League in the postseason first time. Do they have that real speed?
Pass interference. Defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Jason Berg, our referee.
And watch how easily Brady Blackburn is able to get behind the best cornerback for Villanova. Do they have the speed? He's got him by 2 or 3 steps. That's in the pocket. But easily behind him lets you know that the speed of the boys from the Ivy League is real.
15-yard penalty. So now they have it at the Wildcats 30. Here's Bascon. He's their bell cow. Had a hip injury most of the season all last year, so came into the year a little nicked up, but he has certainly come on. Second team All-Ivy for the Crimson. Second down, call it 8.
Dazzle.
Play,
Got him.
flea flicker. He's got a man wide open-ish. The tight end.
Dropped it.
He dropped it. Oh, did he take it away? Christian Sapp and Ryan Osborne fighting for the football. An interception, Villanova.
Wow. What a turn of events. A team that does not turn the football over often comes up with the right play selection. They've got a guy in the end zone. Not only does he drop it, but the ball is intercepted. As you take a look, he's got it in the breadbasket. Does not catch it cleanly, and the ball wrestled away. This is probably our best look here, Brian.
Here's the bobble. It's Newton Essium right there with him and took it away.
They may have to look at that.
They're going to take a look at it.
Simultaneous possession goes to the offense. Now, yes, he did not catch it cleanly, but did they have it at the same time when they hit the ground? This is a big one. This is a big one. Harvard trying to respond after the impressive drive by Villanova to start the game. An opportunity to tie the game there, but comes down to how did the officials see it? And from that angle, is there enough to overturn the official? I don't believe there is.
Nope. Interception. Villanova football. You can see it hit him in the chest, and just he never really had possession of it at all.
And a great job by Eason, 38, to come away with that. He got beat, but was able to get back into it because the ball not fielded cleanly by Osborne.
Turnover by the Crimson. 1st and 10 again for the Cats. Scored on their opening drive. On the ground to Ragland. And he's brought down across the 25-yard line. Give him about a 6-yard pickup.
Too much. Harvard continues. Right now we saw in the opening drive, Villanova did not complete a pass and drove down the field. Harvard has to change up something what they're doing schematically to try and stop the run. You have to make Villanova throw the football.
Ragland in motion. He gets the carry. Running hard over the right side. Picks up a couple. Damian Henderson of Harvard makes the stop. Third down and about 3 coming up for Villanova.
Be interesting to see what offensive coordinator Chris Bowden draws up in this situation. 3rd and less than 3. Either run it or throw it, but the success they've had running the football, I'd be surprised if they don't keep this ball on the ground.
2 tight ends.
Look at that.
It is Ragland running wild again. Across midfield. It brought down at the 40. Ty Bartram makes the stop. Otherwise, Ragland was off for another touchdown run. That's a 33-yard pickup.
They are making this look easy, but also the offensive line for Villanova done a great job of pulling around the formation, springing the running backs. They are absolutely playing assignment football in the running game. Great job of getting upfield by the to the second level by the offensive line.
Jabril Mace has checked back in. He gets the carry. And Mace brought down by Sean Line. the team's leading tackler for Harvard, makes the stop. And I'm watching this game, and I'm thinking about when we were on the field right before the game talking to both coaches, and we talked to Coach Oric, and we said, give me the one thing you're concerned about here as the game's getting ready to start. And he said, stop the run.
He said it.
Stop the run.
If we can stop the run, things will go easier for us. And right now, Harvard has not been able to stop the run.
Here's Mace bouncing off. Couple of Harvard defenders. Sean Lyon makes another tackle. They're looking at about third down, call it about 4 or 5 yards here for Nova.
And this is where they were in the previous drive. They had Villanova in a situation where they've got to convert on third down, but Harvard gave up the big run in that situation to Ragland. Now they have to make the tackle. If the defensive coordinator puts you in the right place, bring the ball carrier down.
And a flag here comes flying here.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 1, 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Luke Colella.
Mental error when your wide receiver jumps off sides. They said Colella's a guy that only has one speed. That's 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You need to slow down a little bit, pace the snap count, put your offense in a bind. And now if you're Harvard, it's a passing situation. So you have to see if your secondary can cover. And more importantly, make the tackle if they throw the ball short.
3rd and 9. Empty set for Villanova. 5 wide. Throws to the outside. It's caught. That's Braden Reed making the catch. Usually you find him in the slot.
Big time throw by Pat McQuaid. That ball was on the left hash. Threw an old-fashioned 12-yard out route on the sideline into the wind.
They will move the sticks. 1st and 10 from the 30 of the Crimson. Here's Mace. He runs into a Harvard wall. Alex DeGreek was the first guy to meet him.
And maybe they got the memo. That's going to take a group effort to slow down this running game for Villanova. Guys all over the football, surrounding the football, bringing them down. Winning on first down is the key.
Play fake, throws, and low. He was looking at Lucas Kopecki.
That was the Villanova version of a little RPO, run pass option. Play action in the backfield. As we mentioned, going into the wind in this direction, just skips the throw for an open wide receiver, which would have picked up a first down.
3rd and 11. McQuaid flushed. He'll throw on the run. Almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of Austin Guillory.
You have to make that play, Austin Guillory. Ball gets away from you. You have an opportunity to give the offense the ball back, take points off the board. Let me take a look at this. Ball just gets away from him. You can tell the ball sails, and Guillory drops.
And, you know, defensive coordinator Scott Larkey told us he's a vet, talking about Guillory, but playing with some confidence issues. Boy, that would have done something.
Really confident.
4th down and 11. Here's McQuaid. In that pocket. Escapes. Throws to the end zone. And caught. Lucas Kopecki. Oh, my goodness.
It's the postseason. If you give a team a second chance, they're going to hurt you. And Villanova took advantage of the missed opportunity by Harvard. This is just McQuaid realizing it's fourth down. Even if I take a sack, it doesn't matter. They're getting the ball back anyway. Buy some time in the pocket, just lets it go. And that is just Kopecky winning the one-on-one matchup in the back of the end zone versus Ty Bartram for the score.
Pat McQuaid is a magic man. Barnum with the extra point. And the Cats have had 2 offensive possessions, and they've got 2 touchdowns. Thanks to McQuaid, the magic man. Second offensive possession here for Harvard. Craig, DJ Gordon in the backfield, and it's DJ Gordon who gets the football, and he is swarmed by a bunch of Cats. Four-yard loss. See, look at what Harvard, first 8 games, stingy. But the last 9 quarters, that defense has been leaking. And it's started off leaky here. Craig throwing. Seam
Wow, what a
in and out of the
throw.
hands of Brady Blackburn. He had him too.
I mean, we talked about the win, right? And this is what an NFL scout's going to look at. You can't throw it and catch it. That's what I used to say when I was a quarterback, tell the guys when they drop it, oh, I'm with you, but I can't throw it and catch it. This seam route is thrown on the M-O-N-E-Y. 2 receiver drops today have been costly, but that was a pretty throw on display by Jaden Craig.
And now they're looking at 3rd and 14. Craig throws again, a little high. Looking at Caden Kaufman.
That one
3 and out.
got away from him a little bit. That one got away from him a little bit, but that was a big-time throw they were trying to make, going from the right hash to a 15-yard out route on the left hash. Plenty of velocity to get there. This is Armstrong. He steps into this one. Ball just sails a little bit. Wishes he could have that one back. But the arm talent is special. Jaden Craig.
Dylan Fingers
shanked it.
Takes a roll for Harvard. And they're going to down that one at the 38-yard line. I mentioned it at the top. Villanova won it all in 2009. They won this national championship. Andy Talley, great legendary coach here at Villanova.
Will you put some respect on his name? The legendary
coach
Andy
here.
Talley, and better human being as a coach as well. Love him around here in the Villanova Hall of Fame. Rightfully so. But right now, how crucial is it right now on the Crimson Tide?
Villanova has been in the FCS playoffs 17 times. 3rd straight year they've made the playoffs. They've made it in 5 of the last 7 years. McQuaid's going to keep it. Across the 45, Damian Henderson brings him down.
Good job playing quarterback by McQuaid. That's the thing. In today's college football, you just can't hand the ball off. You have to know when to call your own number as a quarterback as well.
See the bowl appearances. You know, that Bacardi Bowl there in 37 played in Cuba.
In Cuba?
How about that? Havana.
They bring some sticks back?
Yeah, for real.
Cohibas?
2nd and 4. Mace. Or Ragland, excuse me, with the carry.
You know, and I figured out what's going on with the running game and why Harvard's having trouble. Their interior line is not winning the battle. So when your guard and center are losing the battle, then that allows the offensive line to pull tackles. And they're pulling everybody on running plays because Harvard's not winning in between the A-gap with the penetration. It's not there. They have to get more stout in the center of their defensive line.
Villanova's 3 for 5 so far here on third down. They're looking at a 3rd and 2. They give it to Ragland. You said he's the bowling ball. He goes forward for another first down.
So, isn't it ironic how teams that control line of scrimmage, when you get in obvious run situations, they make it look easy. I mean, there was really not a doubt that they brought in Ragland, the bowling ball, pick up 2 yards. You knew he was going to do that, picked up an extra yard. But I think if Harvard can get some penetration from 98, Jake Darling, and 99, Agostino, that's going to be the key for them having success stopping this rushing attack from Villanova.
Here's Jabril Mace. Coming up is Bartram. They call him the epitome of a Harvard football player. In fact, Harvard you have one captain, and that is that man right there, Ty Bartram, the senior out of Ohio.
On offense and defense, they don't select one for each side. You have to be that guy, and Ty Bartram's that guy for Harvard.
Jay, we straight here at home. Longest active streak in the FCS.
Wow, considering they haven't lost here since 2022, that's a while ago. And in football years, that's like dog years, so you can expand that.
Yeah.
But really, really impressed with the fact that when they got the turnover against Harvard, they made them pay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really the key. When you have an opponent down this point of the season, you're playing good team. When they make a mistake, you have to capitalize on it. And I'm sure Coach Ferrante likes the job of what he's seeing from his Wildcat football team.
As we begin the second quarter, the first quarter, Villanova had it for 10.5 minutes. Dominated on the ground. McQuaid, plenty of running room. He's got a first down, and he's in Crimson territory.
And they are making Harvard look like they've never seen RPO football where the quarterback is a threat. And you see the defensive end crash all the way down, just trying to get to the initial ball carrier. They think they are really schematically, seems like they're at a disadvantage trying to stop this run.
8th first down for Villanova. McQuaid, the screen to Jabril Mace. Makes a guy miss. Down the sideline. Mace forced out of bounds. Ty Bartram again.
The balance. All great running backs are going to have that little extra special step with the balance. If you don't wrap them, they're going to make you pay. Come up, you can't just stud him. Once he runs out of it, turns on the speed, stays in bounds. And this is the one here. You have to wrap him. They're going to make you pay, and Mace showing you why he's a special running back.
In motion. That was a 26-yard pickup. Fakes it to Mace. McQuaid throwing to the end zone and incomplete.
I still believe you're doing Harvard a favor by throwing the football on first down. Thus far, it hasn't come back to haunt Villanova because Harvard's not been able to get the stop. But when you control the line of scrimmage, it's just a matter of which direction you're running. You're running sweep left or you're running sweep right. They're electing to throw the football, and they've been able to get themselves out of these situations. Harvard has to figure out a way to make them pay. They throw an incompletion on first down.
McQuaid 3 of 7, 66 yards through the air. He's got a touchdown pass. Throwing again, and that was to Kopecky. He tried to one-hand it. See if there's a flag. It's been thrown here. See what the flag is.
Just threw the ball over the outstretched arms and get the ball to Kopecky. A little surprised, back-to-back consecutive passes when you are running the ball at will.
Kopecky had that touchdown catch in the first quarter. He's now caught a pass in 23 straight games. Jason Berg going to tell us what that flag was all about.
There is no foul for a Nillsville player downfield. It'll be third down.
I'm going to say this is crazy, but I'm going to say that's good for Harvard's sake. There was no penalty. Because if you give Villanova another down, I would have declined it. This 3rd and 10 defense, you have to stop them right now. You have to stop them right now. 3rd and long.
Cats are 4-5 on 3rd down. McQuaid looking left, throwing for the end zone. Yeah, it was incomplete. Again, looking at Kopecky.
The defense got the stop, limiting Villanova to just a field goal attempt. This is another throw where we've seen him just kind of short hop Kopecky on that slant route. Thought the first time he missed it, he was throwing into the wind. This time, throwing with the wind, not able to get the ball there accurately.
So here's Jack Barnum, 29 yards out. 12 for 20 on the season. And that's good. Villanova has had it 3 times. They've scored 3 times. 17-0. It's the first.
That postseason FCS playoffs, they hit different. It hit just a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, you can try and get your team ready for it in terms of what you're going to see. Everything's magnified, but until you've experienced it, and I'll say that from my experience when I played at Howard and we had to go to Marshall and play, there was nothing like it. I'd never seen anything like it. The intensity, regardless of the crowd size, the intensity and the attention to detail you must play in the postseason is magnified. And right now it seems like the Ivy League schools, not going to say they weren't ready for it, but how do you prepare for something that's just the unknown?
And that was obviously, you know this, Jay, one of the big storylines, especially for Harvard, for Yale, saying, hey, we belong. I know it's been a long time for us to be in the postseason, but we've got 2 teams in here, and we want to show you why we belong in the postseason.
Yeah, they have a lot to prove. And I would tell you, I was on the selection show and talked to the committee, and there were some head scratchers when they got 2 teams into the postseason rather than just one with the automatic qualifier. And that'll hurt you unless these teams show up and have a better performance the rest of the day. Long-term effects.
Jaden Craig, he steps up in the pocket. He's got a man. It is Cam Henry. Cam Henry dropped it.
Wow.
3rd drop, and Jaden Craig can't believe it. He's got his hands on his hips and cannot believe it.
Let's talk about the good before we talk about the bad. What another fantastic throw by Jaden Craig. He just absolutely lets it fly. And no help from the receiver, Cam Henry. You're a Division I college football player. You have to make that catch, especially when your football team's relying on you when you find yourself down by 17 points.
Jaden Craig, 2 of 6 for just 13 yards and an interception. And you can add 3 drops and a sack to that as well. First sack of the day. And that's Omari Bursey, the redshirt freshman who got the start today. And a kid, as we talked about, they said they believe he's got so much potential.
Say once he figures it out, he's going to be a disruptive football player, making a big play there, getting a sack against an NFL caliber quarterback.
3rd and 13 here for the Crimson. 5 wide. Craig, another drop. And that one by the running back, Jordan Harris.
Once again, making them pay. You drop the deep pass, which would have been a huge play for Harvard. What does Villanova come out and do? Sack, and then another drop pass, forcing a punt.
Fortunately for Jaden Craig, 0 of 5. Talk about his last 5 passes. Braden Reed. Flag. I think he called for the fair catch and took off once he got it.
Wow, when you think about the job that Jaden Craig has done, we wanted to see him, all eyes on him.
Yeah.
He's not disappointed.
Right.
I mean, he's played a great football game. As I said, you can't throw it and catch it. But the supporting cast, disappointing to say the least for Harvard thus far.
As a quarterback, What is Jaden Craig saying to his football team there? Because you got to be the leader as well.
Absolutely. You have to say, we'll get another chance. You have to sell yourself on some fool's gold.
Holding during the kick. Number 3, return team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, Villanova. Media time. Oh, excuse me. No media timeout.
Apology accepted. But, you have to sell yourself some fool's gold. Like, guys, hang in there. I'm coming back to you. I'm coming back to you. But realistically, in the back of his mind, it's setting in like, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? Wow. Look at the total yards, the difference. Harvard offense came in averaging 39 points per game. Well off that mark.
Jabril Mace. Offset left of McQuaid. That pass is complete. He's close to a first down. Braden Reed. Villanova has had a lot of success against Ivy League schools. In fact, Villanova 15-15 in the playoffs, but 15-1 all time against Ivy League programs.
So if you're Harvard, not the draw
right,
that you were expecting.
And they've won 22 straight here at home. They give it to Mace. Might be inches short of the first down.
I know they're trying to get Mace going, but short yardage situation. Surprised they don't have the bowling ball back out there.
Isaiah Ragland.
And short yardage back, tougher to bring down.
Third down. Here's Mace. He's got the first. Brought down at the 48-yard line of Nova.
I really like the way Mace hits the hole. The good runners don't need a lot of space in order to accelerate quickly and to get through a gap. Short yardage situation there, but he almost had you on the edge of his seat thinking he was going to break it.
He's got 40 yards rushing. Ragland. He's got 89 on the ground. And it's Mace again. Across midfield. They'll continue to pound away at this Harvard defense. Control this clock. So we got an injured Harvard player, Alex DeGree.
Isaiah Ragland, and see if he's still hot.
McQuaid will throw it. And snatched by Braden Reed.
Good job coming across the formation by the freshman wide receiver, Braden Reed. Even when the defensive back tries to undercut the throw, the concentration to secure the catch. Big play for Villanova.
I bet you Jaden Craig was watching that and said, I could use some of those. I could use some of those catches.
Did y'all see that?
Right.
Give me some of that.
Here's Ragland. There's Ragland. Right up the middle. Breaks the tackle. And finally brought down at the 16-yard line. Isaiah Ragland now over 100 yards rushing.
And when you have two-headed monsters at running back, the thunder and lightning, you just never know whose day it's going to be. And I think it's first half, it's been Isaiah Ragland. He's been the guy with the low center of gravity, running through arm tackles and taking the heart of the Harvard defense.
He's got 106 yards rushing. McQuaid to throw the screen to Ragland. Picks up a block. Brought down at the 10. Ty Bartram cuts his legs out. 8:30 until the half.
You know, what makes a successful screen is guys getting to the second level. Look at number 76, Chris McCullers. Come over there. Get that wham block on that cornerback. That's how you have the timing of the screen game in play to make an impact. As if this offensive line hasn't done enough controlling the line of scrimmage. Now they're getting involved in the passing game too. Nice job by this offense. I'm sure offensive coordinator Chris Bowden is really impressed with what they've done.
2nd and 4. McQuaid, he's going to keep it. Breaks a tackle. McQuaid, touchdown, Villanova.
You're going to run your quarterback. It all starts in the middle. And the center, Kryn Whalen, does a fantastic job of getting to the second level. Watch number 63. Once he locks you in there and wipes you down, there was no place for the defensive back to go, the linebacker to go, except out of the way of the quarterback.
3rd rushing touchdown of the season for Pat McQuaid, and Villanova is rolling here in the playoffs. Extra point is good. They're up 24-0. And dropped at the 18-yard line. Jaden Craig, I'll tell you what, he's done his job, but he's had a number of drops, including this one, probably the biggest that changed this entire game thus far.
That would have tied the game up at 7 apiece, and maybe we would have been in store for something big, but you see a perfectly thrown seam route drop, then another explosive play down the field on the previous possession, dropped. And every possession they've had the ball, there's been a drop. And Jaden Craig is as good as advertised. He's thrown the football well. The elements are not affecting his arm strength or his accuracy. Just need somebody to step up and make a play.
DJ Gordon got the carry there. You know, DJ Gordon was interesting considering he was one of the backup quarterbacks that started the season. Then he made the switch from quarterback to running back because they saw that he was a better runner than thrower. Craig throwing down the seam. He in and out of the hands of Ryan Osborne. Little high, but it hit the hands.
You know, we've got a big target. That's where you're taught to throw the football. Don't skip it low to a big tight end going down the middle. You want to hit him high. I promise you, during the season, they make that catch. Defensive backs may be a little bit slower, the reaction time, but a great job coming over for the breakup. I see him again.
Jaden Craig started 2 for 2. Throwing the football. Since then, 0 of his last 6 attempts. Now on the run. He was looking at Isaiah Bullock. And 3 and out for the Crimson.
Escapes from the pocket, makes his decision to throw the ball probably a little bit late. Continue to look downfield. One of the few inaccurate throws we've seen from Craig.
Dylan Fingers will have to punt it away. That's the third. This is the third straight 3 and out. Look at Yale down 21-0 from Youngstown State. So the Ivy League, not a good showing here thus far. After 9 decades away of being in the postseason. Of course, Villanova in the Colonial Conference, the CAA, and Nova, Jane Hartzell, Buchanan Award.
See the different awards there. The Jerry Rice Award given to the nation's best freshman.
You look at Hartzell, first team all-conference. He's really the heart and soul of their defense and their leading tackler as well. And again, Isaiah Ragland just rumbles forward. It's like every time he gets the football, it's at least 4 or 5 yards.
Chunks of yardage, call those chunk yards, particularly when he gets it on first down. puts them ahead of the chains. And now with it getting cold and breezy, the wind's going, punishing runners like Ragland can really have an effect.
And we have guys jumping all over the place here as flags come flying.
Five gets it. Offsides, defense, number 83. 5-yard penalty for the previous yardage results in a first down.
Another set of downs coming here for Nova.
It's just so uncharacteristic for Harvard, a team that one of the least penalized teams in the country.
Yeah.
Seen a penalty on them a couple times in this game, and like the coach said, like he was worried about, struggling to stop the run.
First penalty of the day for Harvard. That's Brandon Bukowski. Makes that catch. Yeah, Harvard's second in the country. Talk about fewest penalties. You see average, 4 a game.
Maybe it's time to start cheating. You're trying to stop the run textbook style. Maybe you need a couple defensive holds and grab a lineman so he can't block downfield.
Ragland's got 111 yards, 8 carries, make it 9. Cuts back. Now over 120 yards rushing.
Because, as I mentioned earlier, because they can continue to pull guards and tight ends. Look at number 74 come around, and then you're also going to see number 9, Antonio Johnson. So they're pulling the whole left side of the line to the right side. You see 74, that's the guard, then followed up by Johnson, and great patience by Ragland. That is a perfectly executed running play by Villanova.
Under 5 minutes until the half. He'll throw, and that's complete. Coella. It's another first down here for Villanova.
This has been an offensive clinic on display by Villanova. They come into the postseason averaging 30 points a game. They're on the way of clipping that mark here in the first half on this drive.
Villanova 16 first downs here so far in this first half. Throwing. Almost intercepted by Zayden Benson.
Almost.
Another drop.
That's another drop for Harvard, this time on the defensive side. But I say the almost because every time Harvard has almost made a play and haven't made the play, Villanova's come back and made them pay for it in a major way.
Good point. Under 4 minutes to the half. McQuaid steps up, swings it out to Ragland. Gets a block inside the 10, and it's enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal coming for Nova.
Just the penetration there from the defensive line for Harvard's not there. Even when they feel like they're getting to the quarterback, the running lanes are so wide, allowing McQuaid to buy more time, find his secondary receivers.
First and goal. Ragland cuts back. Brought down at the 5. Duke Bradley making the stop for Harvard.
They continue to allow this little delayed running attack give them trouble. You have to get to the point of attack, the handoff point. Because we see it's like a 2-second pause in the backfield, and then the running back decides where to run to. And you're pulling linemen. I just think it all starts with no interior pass rush.
Here's Mace. Mace tripped up. Brought down at, they're going to mark him down at, I think, at what, the 1? Ball popped out. Yeah, they're going to say he was down at the 1.
He was trying to extend the ball into the end zone. Seemed like his elbows when the ball popped up. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown.
The previous play is under further review.
Yeah, he put that hand down. He got that left hand down.
Great ones have that balance, and the great ones smell the goal line. They know when they're close. That was a good job of extending his body. Once the ball crosses the plane, becomes a touchdown.
Ball extended, touchdown.
And like we said earlier, Harvard almost had an interception. Villanova makes him pay in a major way. Take those plays, and that's what you say in the locker room when you go as a coach and you talk to your team. We're just 1 or 2 plays away from being right there in this game. Dropped interception here by the defensive back, Guillory. The fumble by the touchdown on the interception by the tight end Osborne, and then another missed interception by Benson.
Mm-hmm.
21 points. This game's close. But it will be a long walk to the locker room.
Yes, it will.
In spite of that. And
Yes,
it's cold and the
It's cold.
elements. So they're going to run off the field in a hurry because the breeze has been hitting them. But missed opportunities.
After video review, the ball crossed the end zone prior to the runner being down. Was all the plays a touchdown?
Villanova, folks, have racked up over 300 yards of total offense so far in the first half. Harvard, 22.
Wow.
22.
Nobody. Harvard's going to put 30 points in the first half, giving up 30 points in the first half. They've only given up, the average giving up 18 points a game.
Yeah.
It hit different in the postseason.
Cats have already hit their season average of 30 points, and it only took them less than 2 quarters. Secured an at-large bid here to the playoffs. And right now, Villanova putting it on Harvard.
If they can't get some type of 2-minute offense, and might as well not go into the locker room. And you have to ask yourself, if you're Harvard, what do? You steal momentum. You score points right now to end the half.
Yes, because you get the football at the beginning of the second half.
Back. And you get the ball back, and that's imperative. They can't get something going here. It'll be even longer talk in the locker room. But fortunately, you've got one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Yes.
Best on this level. Make some catches, protect your quarterback, and see what he can do to get him back into it. Anytime you got a quarterback that can throw it, you got a chance.
Timeout, Villanova. Their first of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
It's Ferrantes.
You got the feeling that Villanova defensive coordinator Ross Pennypacker just want to talk to everybody. Before you're going to come out and you're going to see a number of throws coming right now. Let's go over our game plan, how we're going to defend our pass coverage to close out this half.
On the ground to Jordan Harris.
No. I get it as a play caller, the element of surprise. Nope. It's time to ride the horse that got you here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Jaden Craig. Throw the football. Clock is not your friend. You don't need to run the ball. That's a short yard situation. Come out, protect your quarterback, and tell him to let it fly.
Craig escapes. He's got a lot of room to run. Gets out of bounds at about the 43-yard line of Harvard.
And those are the only runs I want. Called on this
16-yard
drive.
pickup.
Until you get inside the red zone, the running game is Craig. But you want to see good job of escaping, outrunning to the edge. I like how he gets vertical. Gets vertical in a hurry, then knows when to step out of bounds.
He's been clocked at 4.6 speed here in the 40. Craig under pressure, sacked again for the second time.
Get up. I mean, you gave up the sack. Right now they're moping, wondering what happened. The clock is ticking. During that sack, the clock is ticking. It's second down. Look, this body language for Harvard. This body language for Harvard, not really acceptable. Getting pushed around, you just gave up a sack and you're moping. It's like you're giving up on the half. It's second down.
Flags. Jason Berg, our referee.
False start, offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, third down. Harvard is elected to take a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. That's their first of the half. So it'll be a 30-second timeout.
They'll have two more. I want to remind you that the NCAA FCS Championship coverage, it continues. Second round covers next Saturday here on ESPN Plus. For more information, you can visit NCAA.com, the home for all NCAA championships.
You know, I'm an FCS guy. So our level football, we've been having a playoff, fighting it out on the field for decades now.
Mm-hmm.
You're a Big Ten guy, you know.
Yeah.
What do you think about the overall, the FBS playoffs?
Well, listen, it's a big one here for people in Columbus going up to Ann Arbor. Hadn't won it in 4 years. And I think you're going to find out what kind of team the number one team in the country is. Are they really that dominant? As that throw, he overshoots Cam Henry.
I got a question for you. Let me pose a question to you like this. In FCS football, every year with select show, we say it's North Dakota versus the field.
Yep.
So would you take North Dakota or the field? That's all we say.
Yes.
Would you take Ohio State versus the field?
I would.
Are they that dominant?
Yeah.
Think about it before you answer
Right.
that, little homer. Are they that dominant you say, give me Ohio State and nobody else going to beat them?
Yeah, I
You would take the Ohio State
Yes.
bet. Okay.
Yes. But you know what? It is wide open. Hey, Georgia's playing a lot better now.
I was going to say Georgia.
Hey, Texas got a good win last night. That throw over the middle and incomplete.
I think
Dean Boyd.
even if he dropped it, he was draped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why not call the pass interference on that one there? That would have been the only call I could have seen them make. Good coverage, but let's see if I'm right or wrong. But when this ball was released, he's all over him. Right him there. It's all you could hope for if you're Harvard was that pass interference. But they had the momentum going. They gave up the sack, and they cannot get anything going. No momentum going into the locker room.
Down that with 35 seconds left. Yeah, if you're the Crimson, it's time to regroup.
It just
I want you to take a look at what we got for you coming up at the half. You can hear some of the Ivy League coaches sounding off. First time for them in decades being in the postseason. Of course, we'll have all the highlights and the stats as the first round of the FCS playoffs begun today.
sometimes they say, what did Mama say? Be careful what you wish for. You just may get it. Right now, it seems like the Ivy League, they wish to get into the playoffs, and they got here not off to a good start on the first half for both Ivy League schools.
Oh, they're getting it. It's Mace with that carry. It should be the last play here of the first half. Villanova with 31 points. Really the third highest point total in any half of a playoff game for them in program history. 41 in the first half they put up against Colgate. That was back in 1992. But they head to the locker room up 31-0 on the Crimson. See Coach Orrick. These guys have not opted not to go to the locker room right there. He wants to talk to his guys on the field. How about that? Coach Ferrante in total control here in the first half. Up 31-0 on Harvard. Ivy League in the postseason for the first.
Strike three. I like to swing and strike through if I'm going to strike out anyway. So that's what you say. Let's go out here, open in possession. Let's go ahead, set up our quarterback for some big plays. Everybody do your job, and let's show that we belong here. And you never know what can happen.
You know, just to let people know, ESPN Analytics gave Harvard a 56% chance to win this football game coming into this one.
Got a lot of Ivy League educated folks at ESPN, I'm assuming, because Villanova's not having any
of that.
Of it.
Crimson with the football. They'll start here in the second half from their own 32. DJ Gordon gets the carry. DJ Gordon is off. Flags come flying. What's that? And negates basically a 17-yard pickup. Let's see if it's against Villanova, it will stand. But
holding, defense, number 98. 10-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
That's on Obino Wobodo.
Nice first play coming out of the locker room at half. They had a decent return on the kickoff return. Come out with their most successful play they've had in this game thus far, besides a quarterback scramble before the half. So maybe they put a little fire underneath them. If they can get a couple quick strikes, you never know.
They're in Wildcat territory. 1st and 10. Gordon again cuts back.
He's coming to play.
He is. Brought down at the 35. Christian Sapp makes the stop again. DJ Gordon was the backup quarterback for the Crimson. Coach Orrick had a talk with him at the very beginning of the season and said, listen, you're not going to travel. You keep playing quarterback for us. But he watched him run, said, if you want to play and switch to running back, you'll be an integral part of our team. He made the switch. Here's a bullet on the hands of Tafari Moe, who makes the drop.
I mean, just a freshman, but, and that's the aggressive nature of Jaden Craig, taking the second level throw. He has somebody open right there in the flat for a 3-yard gain, but you're down by a lot. You have to make that catch. I mean, Ivy League or not, you're a Division I football player. You're expected to catch the football when it's in your catch radius. That has not been the case.
Harvard 1 for 5 on 3rd down. On the ground, pounding forward Isaiah Bullock. I'm sure that's good enough for a first down. They'll move the sticks. Meanwhile, Jaden Craig now 0 for his last 10 through the air.
That's a terrible stat line, but none of that's his fault.
Right. Yeah.
I feel for you.
More than half are drops, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's played great. Hasn't thrown an interception, hasn't come close to an interception. Been going the right place with the football.
2 tight ends have checked in. Gordon. He's wrapped up after a couple. Garrett Rogan makes the stop.
Now it's time for, and this is where you talked about in the first half, if you're Jaden Craig, what do you say to your team? Now you tell your guys, hey, come on, guys, I'm coming to you. You're going to need some throws right now from Jaden Craig. Kind of talk to your receivers. Hey, get open, and I'm going to get you the ball.
Jay, you pointed out Harvard with 31 total offensive yards in the first half. They've already got 33 here on this series. Swings it out. Bobble, but caught by DJ Gordon. Gordon inside the 10, inside the 5, and forced out of bounds by Newton Essium.
And this ball was almost dropped as well. They need to check those footballs from Harvard because they're going around like a hot potato.
Bobble, but he picked it up. Craig flips it to Gordon, and he is wrapped up. That's a good stop by Richie Kimmel.
I mean, he sniffed that out. They're trying to sneak in a little shovel pass here, and as soon as he catch it, whop! Kimmel, textbook. Look at that. Perfect form.
Good wrap.
That's how you teach it.
2nd and goal coming for the Crimson. On the ground to Bullock.
We're done, man. We're done, guys.
Taking it personal. Tough yardage to come by. They go with Bullock, the biggest running back they have on the roster, 240 pounds. Not able to get in. Mr. Kimmel, Richie Kimmel and company, trying to make a goal line stand. Like what coaches said about him. They said, you know anything about Delaware County?
Yeah, he's a Delco kid.
He's a Delco kid.
He's a Delco kid. Tough. Blue pill. Blue collar. Craig keeps it, breaks a tackle, and wrapped up and knocked back. Christian Sapp was the first guy to meet him. He's usually that blitz and safety.
When you've not been able to run the football, hard for me to think you can come down here and just play smash mouth football in the red zone when everybody's anticipating the run. Nothing that Jaden Craig can do in that situation.
Loss of 4. 4th and goal from the 6. Craig looking to the end zone. Under pressure. Throws it. Got a man in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Jordan Harris with the catch.
Hey, this Jaden Craig, he's got some Mahomes-like characteristics where he's not a statue in the pocket. He can move, loose arm, can deliver the ball from different arm angles, and he just extends his play. I mean, it's not there. His first read's not there. Second read's not there. Able to extend. He's thinking about taking off to run, but pulls up and sees Harris in the back of the end zone. It's a great play by Jaden Craig.
So the Crimson on the board. They take the opening drive of the second half down for a score. Jordan Harris, first touchdown catch of the season for him. 31-7, our score here at Villanova.
Over his head, going with the wind.
And he's going to go with the touchback.
And that's a good job there by Kieran Core. You know, he came in much highly recruited kicker, one of the best kickers in the country.
Yep.
Elected to go to Harvard. We know why. They said his strong leg, and we saw him earlier with the 52-yard kick to win the game versus Penn. Keep the undefeated season going, and now this is a showcase for him to show that he can kick the ball over the head of returners in the playoff.
You can see what McQuaid has done so far. 9 of 16, over 100 yards passing, touchdown. Gives it to Mace. Mace in the open field breaks a tackle. Mace down the sideline, cross midfield, and finally forced out of bounds.
Did they not get the message at halftime that we're going to come out and tackle better in the second half? I mean, this is one where you have to say your defensive coordinator is putting you in a position to make the play. You have to make the tackle. Right here, you have to be able to bring him down. And then he gets to the edge and turns on the Jets. They're missing the initial tackles, and that's why Villanova's able to extend a short yardage run into a long run.
28-yard pickup for Jabril Mace, who has the football again. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Xavier Augustino was the first one to meet him.
And that's what you need, inside out. Augustino was there, and also a good job by number 8, Josh Fadil, setting the edge, establishing there's no room for you to bounce to the outside, and that allowed the interior defensive lineman to come and make the tackle.
Quaid over the middle. That's the slot receiver, Braden Reed. Oh, Paul pops out. And recovered by Villanova. Luke Coella made the recovery.
And right now for Harvard, where Villanova has the football, sellout time, sellout blitz. Take a chance, leave your tendencies behind. You have to, 1, get them out of field goal range, and 2, create some havoc, create some turnovers, put some pressure on them.
See if this is another one of those almost. It could have had a fumble there, and usually Nova's made them pay.
2 safeties high right now says they should be able to run the ball pretty effectively versus.
McQuaid throwing. He's got a man. Touchdown, Coella.
Almost. Even you called it, Brian. Almost made a play. Almost not quite good enough. Villanova dominating offensive performance in this football game.
RPO. And there's Coella. Their big play guy on the outside, leading receiver.
He can really appreciate this. He transferred in from Princeton. So, if there was a guy on the team that wanted to get back at Harvard, it was Luke Lella.
Extra point is good. Lead remains 31. It's kind of been the story of the game so far.
Huge play. That meant a lot for him to catch this touchdown against his former Ivy League foe.
Cam Henry back deep from his own 11. Tripped up at the 25. Jason Hall making the stop for Villanova.
Well, keep the scoring going. Offensively, if you're Harvard, all you can do is say, let's match Villanova score for score and hope that our defense can get a stop at some point. And I still think it's an opportunity to judge Jaden Gregg playing in this high-profile game here. Quarterback from Harvard, NFL prospect, top 10 quarterback in the country.
Here's DJ Gordon. DJ Gordon's got a first down. Streaking across the 35, running hard. Tackled at the 40-yard line.
Coming out of the locker room, DJ Gordon's done a good job of being an added spark. The former quarterback that we talked about moved to running back and runs hard and violently as a ball carrier. Good yardage running behind the left tackle, Spencer Doan, number 77, who is the best of the bunch for the Crimson.
Blackburn in motion for the Crimson. Craig throwing to the outside and caught by Dean Boyd. That's a first down. Wildcat territory. They'll mark him down at the 29. That's a 31-yard pickup.
Remember, Coach talked about ball placement. That's what he meant right there. That ball placement. Boyd was not going to run by him, so he threw him open with a perfectly thrown pass on the back shoulder.
Craig again through the air. Craig over the middle, and that was caught by Cam Henry. Inside the 10, brought down at the 5.
Now we're seeing a little bit of this Harvard offense finding their stride and rhythm with the quarterback picking apart the defense.
Quickly to the outside to Henry. Inside the 5.
They bring in 27 from the sideline. That's Isaiah Bullock, the 6'2", 240-pound running back. Looks like Harvard's getting ready to play a little smash mouth. Be careful, though, because we know Villanova very stingy, giving up rushing touchdowns.
From the 4, it's Bullock. Straight ahead, churns the legs. Held up there at about the 2.
You know, and I'm thinking if you really want to get into this football game, you have to score quickly. You know, they're spending a lot of time in between plays for a team that's down by 31 points.
See if they try to run over that left guard, Thomas O'Brien, who's now in the game. Bryan spent the first half out because of targeting last week. He's their best offensive lineman. And they go to Bullock. Oh, no. Craig keeps it. He put it in Bullock's belly, but kept it. And Christian Sapp came flying through there and wrapped him up.
This is a one-man wrecking crew. Watch him come, attack the delivery point. He's ready to tackle Bullock or Craig coming off the outside edge. You have to know that. When you see Christian Sapp, who plays the judge position for them, which is another version of a safety, lined up at the line of scrimmage, unaccounted for, he's going to make a play, and that was a great job of being a one-man wrecking crew.
That makes it 4th and goal. Under 5 minutes left in the quarter. Craig looking left. Under pressure. Grab. Sacked. Capri Martin. The most disruptive guy Nova has up front. And here's the flags. A lot of pushing and shoving.
I think there was a lot of extracurricular activity after the sack given up. You have a star player like Jaden Craig being tackled by a number of blue jerseys. I think the Harvard offensive line took some offense to that. Came over and tried to mix it up a little bit. Great job by Capri Martin, just coming off the edge, gets the sack. But look at all the blue jerseys that come
After
over.
the play's over, unsportsmanlike conduct, Harvard, number 77. Also, unsportsmanlike conduct, Villanova, 98. Those are both those players' first unsportsmanlike conduct fouls. They will offset. It'll be first down, Villanova, at the end of the run.
Spencer Doan, Harvard.
Woburn run the football and throw the football. They pride themselves in being a balanced offense. I thought they threw the ball a little bit more than necessary in the first half. But the end result has been phenomenal.
Isaiah Ragland, who had himself a really big first half, well over 100 yards rushing in that first half. Knocking on the door of a career high for Ragland. In fact, he's got 137 yards rushing right now. His career high is 141. Did that against Townsend State. That was last year, so like he may have a new career high here before the day's over.
Just have the feeling Villanova should have no trouble picking up this 3rd and 1.
It's Ragland. That's all he got with the one.
Close. Mm-hmm. And that's the same intensity you need to bring to the line of scrimmage if you're Harvard on first down. You know, right now, they're trying to establish control of the line of scrimmage. You cannot allow them to pick up 4 or 5 yards each first down.
Villanova has racked up 21 first downs this afternoon. Harvard, 11.
Great
Once
job.
again, Ragland again with the ball carrier. Once again, some shoving. We'll talk. It is the playoffs.
That was a good job there by Sean Line, the linebacker for Harvard, playing assignment football. Not an easy tackle to make in the open space, but able to bring him down.
Tackling is line's forte. He is the team leader in tackles, had 15 of them last week.
After the plays, pushing and shoving there. Ty Barkham, Mr. Harvard. Spice up his team, make the game a little bit spicy, get them going. 2nd and 10, you have to take advantage of these situations and find a way to get this Villanova offense off the field. Here comes the blitz.
Under pressure throws, and there's Braden Reed. Plays in that slot, little crossing route, got him.
But the tackle was the key. So you made the tackle so it's short. So you tried to get to the quarterback. Even though they completed the pass, still did not allow them to give up a first down, and you have a chance to make a stop here. Try and get the ball back.
8-yard pickup. Call it 3rd and 1. Nova 6 of 8 on 3rd down. McQuaid to the tight end. Weldy's got a first down. First career catch for him as well.
They just couldn't get to him quick enough, looking for the ball. You have to just play assignment football, but somebody has to get to that quarterback sooner, so he cannot make such an easy throw. A left-handed quarterback going to his right, able to just dink the ball over the outstretched arms of the defensive end.
Villanova over 430 yards of total offense. Mace, the ball carrier. That will be the final play here in the 3rd quarter.
What should he say right now? If you're Harvard, old joke we used to say, repel them, make them relinquish the ball. The defense has to get it going, force Villanova to relinquish the ball in Ivy League language. Program out of Texas. They throw the ball like crazy, B. They can throw it.
Winner of this one heads to Lehigh next Saturday.
Remarkable season for Lehigh, undefeated regular season.
Here's Mace. Bounces off a pile. Cuts back. Brought down by Sean Line. We talked about Lehigh. Look at that record. Unbeaten in conference, 12-0, and 17-game win streak, which is the longest right now in the FCS.
We talked to Coach Ferrante when he was curious about the seeding and the draw. He said, thought we may be going up the road to Lehigh. Well, things keep up. You'll be going up the road
to Lehigh.
to Lehigh.
McQuaid overshoots his receiver. Looking at Mace. Ran that wheel route down the sideline.
Wow. Is this a first?
Yeah, I haven't seen him punt. First time.
Villanova's
Luke Larson. And you want to talk about an interesting guy. Luke Larson is the oldest active player in Division I college football. 33 years young is Luke Larson. There's a flag.
33 is the oldest?
33.
He probably has a couple years eligibility left with considering all the college football rule changes.
This guy, listen, transferred over from East Carolina. He's originally from Australia, was working with his father at a trucking company, and in his late 20s.
During the kick, holding, return team, number 15. That penalty enforced half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. First down, Harvard.
Friend of his said, man, did you used to punt? There's a punting academy that started. He said, no, I'm not doing that. And then had a bad day at work and said, you know what, I'm going to go do it. Went and did it. And all of a sudden got all of these scholarship offers from schools here, obviously, in the United States. Goes to East Carolina, now finishes here at Villanova, 33 years old.
That is a great story.
2 degrees this guy's got here.
Life-changing. One bad day of work.
Yes. There's a flag.
Came late from the secondary, the penalty did. You wonder if they're having a little conference, the officials, was that a catchable ball or not? It seemed like that ball got away from Craig. As we look, if you're going to call the hold, you call the hold. I'm going to say it's an uncatchable pass, but if it's holding, holding is holding. So it's not the same rules like in pass interference where the ball has to be catchable.
There is no foul for defensive pass interference. Pass is incomplete. It'll be second down.
There you go.
Good use of a conference by the officials. Unfortunate news again for Harvard as they're still backed up.
DJ Gordon in the backfield. From their own 3. 2nd and 10. It's Gordon. It's to the 5 and then driven back.
It's interesting the approach we've seen Villanova defensively where they're still taking away the run first. So they're packing the box with a number of bodies and playing a lot of aggressive man-to-man coverage. And they're keeping the safeties close to the line of scrimmage. Kind of challenging the wide receivers of Harvard to win their one-on-one matchup.
Here's Harris. Jordan Harris is close to a first down.
Isn't that a Harvard special there? When we talked to defensive coordinator Ross Pennypacker from Villanova, he said, no team out there in the country will run the ball on third down in obvious pass situations than Harvard. Backed up, you figure, okay, they've got to throw the football to try and get it, and they hand it off and end up just a yard or two short. But that's great defensive soundness and paying attention to the keys, not being surprised by a sneak run.
Dylan Fingers will be punting things away. Braden Reed standing at his own 45. Not a good punt at all. Down at the 39-yard line. Just a 27-yard punt. I think it's a good list. It's good.
Okay.
There's a few you left off, though.
Okay.
There's a few you left off.
We'll hear from you.
Yeah.
After this play, let me who did Jay live off his list of Jay's Give Me 5? I don't miss too often.
Here's Ragland. May have missed him the way he's played today. He's got near career high rushing. Listen, I think it's a great list.
Okay.
Certainly, I'm not taking the Pope off. When you got the Pope on there, you got to keep the Pope.
Okay.
Jay Wright. I mean, this guy, 2 national championships here. That guy, Kyle Lowry. You talk about Villanova basketball, you think about Kyle Lowry. And Jalen Brunson, Mr. New York.
You took the easy way out. See, this is a basketball school. This is basketball school. You took the easy way out. But who are you going to take off of my list to put on your list? You going to take off Ed Pinckney?
Can't
do that.
It's a great one. He's an icon.
You going to take off Howie Long? I dare you do that. You going to take off Brian Westbrook? Can't do that. So I say I come out there with the 5.
Yeah.
Just tell me if you want to put some on there, who you taking off?
Yeah, you listen. By the way, Ragland's got a new career high, 154 yards. I just saying you need to add Jay Wright, Kyle Lowry.
Where? Who? So Chris Jenkins? But those guys didn't win national championships. Jay Wright would be the one I would put closest.
2 of them.
He won them here at
Yes, he won 2.
He didn't hit the shot. He had help. All those guys went to the NBA.
Little trickeration here. Here's Luke Coella around the edge. Coella cuts back and brought down at the 6.
They're just pouring it on. You made me think, I'm next. I'm just okay. I'll scratch Chris Jenkins off my list, and
Yeah.
I'll go with Jay Wright
Okay.
because he coached all those.
Absolutely.
So we'll
Yes.
settle on that.
Yes. You
It'd
got to
nice
put Jay
if
Wright
Been
on.
a nice if you'd found a football player somebody put on your list,
Well.
and at least you were smart enough to keep the Pope on your list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, I know where I am now. We all need a little heavy intervention. 3 tight ends now for Villanova. Ragland remains in there. 154 yards rushing, career high for him. And he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. First 100-yard rushing game this season for Ragland.
He's still going. And we saw early, he established that he was going to be a problem for Harvard first drive of the game. They brought him in a short yardage situation. He kept his balance and exploded. His running style, low to the ground, the human bowling ball they call him, very effective today.
High snap. McQuaid throwing to the end zone. Touchdown, Antonio Johnson. McQuaid, the Magic Man. He is accounted for 4 touchdowns.
You know, when they talk about Antonio Johnson, they say he has the best hands on the team by far. Look how easily he pulls in that reception. And, you know, McQuaid's on track to, if he can get another touchdown, that's at his career high. He's thrown 5 touchdowns in a game against Hampton.
You're going to bring that up.
So he's on pace.
Bring that up. So I knew I was waiting how long that was going to come before you brought that up. I knew it would come.
Right thing with the football, I really like how he's made them pay for the mistakes that they've made and capitalize and score touchdowns.
479 yards of offense is what Villanova has rolled up here, and the Ivy League here is learning it's playoff football is different, and especially in this conference here. You're talking about the best win percentages in the FCS. Look, Ivy League is right up there. I mean, over 70% there. They win their games.
Now, if I have to call it out, because, you know, I do a lot of FCS football.
Yes.
That 70% winning percentage, I'm going to say that's versus MEAC. Because, you know, I'll claim my MEAC guy in Patriot League. In the Patriot League now. Missouri Valley and those CAA, that head-to-head, I'm curious how the Ivy League fares against the CAA versus Missouri Valley. But then they're learning. They're learning right here. Playoffs, a little bit different. It's different. And now what do you do with the Ivy League? If you're going to participate in the postseason playoff, your non-conference has to count.
Yeah.
You know, it has to count. I don't know if you can play any more of the games you play against, you know, Williams Academy and those school there. You got to step up and play some tougher non-conference competition so that you can get ready for the postseason.
Cam Henry making that catch and run. Villanova, by the way, again, 15-15 here in the FCS playoffs. They've advanced to the quarterfinals twice in the last 5 seasons. On their way to doing it here. Gordon with the run.
What's impressive about Villanova here today is, okay, maybe Harvard got a little shocked, a little sticker shock. But once Harvard came out to play the second half, Villanova didn't let up. They're still scoring and still putting it on them.
How about Yale? They're fighting back, 15 unanswered. Youngstown State. Gordon tripped up behind the line of scrimmage there. Sean Hartzell making the stop. Mark Ferrante in his 9th season as head coach here, basically 17th season with this program as an assistant, 9 years now as the head coach, and the tutelage of Andy Talley. Coach Talley's here today as well. In fact, Coach Ferrante now second winningest coach in Wildcat history now. 66 victories. We're looking at number 67.
And the work that Coach Andy Talley used to do off the field for Villanova is remarkable. I think no other college in the country finds more kidney matches than Villanova football players. And
that's great.
That was something that was near and dear to the heart of Andy Talley. And he continued that even in his absence as a coach.
Greg on the run, throws, intercepted. Christian Sapp knocked out of bounds. First interception of the season. The second team all CAA safety.
Poor decision. Just trying to do too much, as a lot of gunslingers that play quarterback will do. Nothing there on the play. They did a good job of sniffing it out. I mean, look, he's going all the way to his left, just trying to go across the field into the wind. Easy interception, just a poor decision with the football. One of the few we've seen from Jaden Craig today. I'll tell you, Christian Sapp's played a good football game.
Looks like we got a new quarterback, too. Tanner Maddox, the backup, has checked in. It's Pat McQuaid's day is over. And it's Isaiah Wright, the new running back. And he's gobbled up. Tanner Maddox, interesting young man. He's a junior out of Reading, Pennsylvania. He's a young man, got married at 18. At 18, came to Coach Franz and said, by the way, I just wanted to let you know when he first got here, said, I'm getting married here, Coach. First year here in the program and just had a baby last year. So
he's a daddy.
He's a dad. Married for 3 years now.
I'm looking at his bio. I'm thinking I'm going to see like grad transfer somewhere. He's just a junior.
Yeah, he's at the tender young age of 21. Is right. Yeah, you look at this guy at 21, married with a baby. I mean, he could be Luke Larson's son, who's the punter at 33.
I don't know if I want to play with my pops. I can't be on my team. You can watch from the sideline.
You could be like Bronny and LeBron. You're the same team, same college team. Little over 5 minutes. Winner heads to Lehigh next weekend. Maddox. It's a big hit. Kept the football. Now he can run it too. Now he in fact he started his career as a punt returner with the program.
You don't hear that too often. A guy that returns kicks and moves to the quarterback position. Good job of running there. Might have got a short spot considering he was going for it. He didn't give up his body. Thought they marked him about a yard short, but they'll choose to elect to go for it here on fourth down. Probably the same type play.
4th and 1. It's right. He runs over Sean Line for that first down.
Look at the contact there by Isaiah Wright. This reminds me of, on the FCS level, the Heisman Trophy is called the Walter Payton Award.
Right.
It's like a Walter Payton type run. I mean, do you want to get hit or do you want to do the hitting? And Isaiah Wright lowered the shoulder pad level and delivered the boom to ensure they got the first down.
Under 4 minutes. Julian Bland, ball carrier, inside the 5.
Let's go back to the end of that previous run with Isaiah Wright. Watch this. They'll size him up and boom, he ran through. Sean Line was a pretty good one for Harvard. Just not one of those days for the Crimson. Villanova continues to run the football at will.
Glance remains in. Nova now with over 500 yards of total offense. Glance, touchdown, Villanova. A 50 spot.
That welcome to the FCS playoffs statement right there. I mean, this is the bobbled snap with all this time. Look how open the hole is, and by this point, almost appears as if Harvard knows the inevitable is coming.
Extra point is good. 52-7. Dante Torres is the new quarterback for Harvard. DJ Gordon gets the carry. Now some of the second teamers. There he is.
Hey, so let's judge it. What do you give that on the grade? So, with mustache, is the width appropriate?
How about the curl? I think Coach Roger was wearing an S curl back.
What they say? It's dry, but it looks wet. that was what he had going on there.
Oh my goodness! DJ Gordon is the injured player there, as he limps to the sideline. Gordon, just a sophomore out of Indianapolis. Tell me, what do you think about Villanova? In that Lehigh game, what do you think about that one?
Their balance makes them dangerous for Villanova. I mean, tough out. They won't be intimidated taking on a 12-0 team. They'll play for the conference, something like they did here today.
Mm-hmm.
But Villanova's balance makes them so dangerous. I mean, they told us we pride ourselves in the balance. And when they came out and ran the ball, he said, okay, you're just going to run the ball all day.
Yeah.
Well, they still found ways to throw the football. Anytime you have a balanced team that's stingy with the football, tough out. Very tough out.
That game will come your way noon Eastern next Saturday at Lehigh. Fumble.
One of those days.
Yep. Picked up. Nino Betances with the recovery. We've come to the 2-minute timeout. Fourth quarter. Villanova, their largest margin of victory in the postseason. They're up 52-7. Harvard. Minute 58 away. And for more information, you can visit ncaa.com for all NCAA championships.
Just thought of another name I can put in that Villanova mix I forgot about. Another name. I'm not going basketball. We got plenty of basketball. We know it's basketball.
Yeah.
But how about two-sport star here?
Yeah.
Two-sport star, Matt Caesar.
Oh, wow.
All-American football player.
Yeah.
Made it to the major leagues. I think it was the Cubs or
Okay.
won the World Series.
Yes.
Covered him when he played in the playoffs. I mean, he was their guy. And think about it. You're good enough to be a fantastic football player here, an All-American, chose baseball, made the right decision, made it to the bigs.
Here's a look at the first round of the playoffs, and Yale in down, but trying to mount some kind of a comeback.
That's a lot of time left.
Yeah, a lot.
Down by 13 with 9 minutes to go. Okay, Ivy.
Well, Villanova going to tie their longest win streak since 2009. First time since 2009 that Nova has now recorded consecutive undefeated months. And Coach Ronte, you saw him there, 23-11 now, all time in November.